blessing himself. I don't know. Being a pandemic artist. Nice. All right, bye. Yes, your new chef, Chanel Muir, is taking over. Hi, I'm Celine Gordon, host of Holy Road.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your boy John Mark Wigan, host on the show Holy Road. Listen, people need to know what's happening in the churches and in ministry in all of Jamaica. It's an absolute blessing. We're really excited to share this.
Tune in to CVM. See it happen.
Start saving for your golden years with a Sagicor Lifestyle Approved Retirement Scheme. The time by Sagicor Life is
7 o'clock. CVM News at 7 Headlines Friday. Brought to you by SuperMed Family of Pharmacies. Super happy, super healthy, SuperMed.
Tonight in CVM News at 7. Family suspects foul play in 10-year-old's death. Desperate times. Blood drive commences amid extreme blood shortage. And hoteliers bemoan booking losses due to drought.
Also this evening, over 760 data controllers registered ahead of June 1 Data Protection Act deadline. In the business report, Finance Minister urges investment in public services. And in sports, Hubert Busby reappointed as Reggae Girls head coach.
From Kingston, Jamaica, this is CVM News at 7. I'm TK Dawkins.
And I'm Nika Lewis. It's Friday, May 10, 2024. Thank you so much for joining us. A family's worst nightmare has come to pass following the death of a 10-year-old.
While preliminary findings suggest he drowned in a makeshift pond, his loved ones are theorizing he was murdered and have rejected any notion implying otherwise. Natalia Clark reports.
Al Clyde Palmer would have celebrated his 11th birthday next month on June 29. Instead, sometime between Wednesday evening and Thursday morning, he drew his last breath. His father, Basil, says while filing a missing persons report at the Falmouth police station Thursday morning, he got a call that will forever change his life. His son was found dead in a pond.
When I come back, I saw him and his back in the water, floating. One on the hand down in the water and one is up. The right hand up and the left hand down, with a cut in his face and a blunt on the next side.
Al Clyde was last seen alive Wednesday evening around 6 o'clock. Preliminary indications point to a case of drowning, but his father says that seems far-fetched, adding something is amiss.
But to me, it's not drown. There is no reason a man can drown Wednesday and float back Thursday morning. Look at it around a minute after 9 when they find him. Or 45 minutes after 9 when they find anybody floating. That is murder, is not drown. It's lick him get. The cut is a nice cut. It's like a piece of stick and the head and the stick with a bussy, yeah. And when the body floating come up yesterday and take him out, the blood they run, that's normal, like we just get a cut.
The child was reportedly found wearing only his underwear, contradicting reports of what he was last seen wearing. His clothes, a pair of blue shorts, a yellow shirt, and blue Crocs are yet to be found. A family friend, Lisa, says a group of boys are suspected to somehow be involved and begs them to come forward.
Al was a nice little boy, jovial. If you ask Al to do anything, Al willingly, in our frowns. Al did not just so. Something happen. And they not talk. We not see them do it, but then just if they go in the water and in slide or in go down and not get to come up back, but just talk.
The pond is located in the vicinity of the Holland Estate housing scheme in Marthabury, within walking distance of the family's home. The 10-year-old is described as a cricket lover and a passionate dancer who was to participate in a national cultural event later this month. Councillor for the Martha Brae Division, Roydell Hamilton, a former policeman, says the police are still investigating.
I spoke to woman Constable Ward this morning of the Falmouth CIB, who is the investigating officer, and he said he is presently investigating a case of drowning. It's an early investigation. Good investigation must be carried out, and the truth will prevail.
Natalia Clark, CVM News.
Time's ticking for businesses to meet the island's new data protection standards. One crucial obligation is registering with the country's Information Commissioner. Despite the government initially granting a 6-month grace period for compliance, Data Minister Senator Dana Morris-Dixon says businesses are already lining up. Here's more from Ramon Gordon.
At least 760 data controllers have so far registered with the Office of the Information Commissioner (OIC) ahead of the June 1 deadline for compliance under the Data Protection Act (DPA). The Data Protection Act came into effect last year and requires all businesses that process user data to develop a more robust framework for information protection. However, amid ongoing consultations with public and private sector interests, the government decided to offer a 6-month grace period set to expire in a few weeks. Minister with responsibility for digital transformation, Senator Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon, is encouraged by the initial response.
The business community is complying. And that even without us having everything in place, even with granting a 6-month extension, 760 of our companies have already started the process.
The Data Protection Act applies to anyone or any organization that decides how personal data is used. This includes your doctor, school administrators, and even your shoemaker. While the new DPA requires compliance across the board, the government will initially prioritize specific groups.
Ministries, departments, and agencies of government. There is no exemption to government entities to comply with the Data Protection Act. Data controllers in high-risk sectors such as the financial sector, the health sector, and we know the health sector has a lot of very sensitive data on all of us, tourism and ICT services.
Data controllers are required to provide detailed information about their processing activities and data protection measures. Entities processing personal data for over 10,000 individuals must also comply. The changes required for some large-scale businesses may cost north of $1 million or at least 150 million Jamaican dollars.
The obligation of a large-scale data processor, though, should never be the same responsibility as that of a smaller processor. If you have data, if you have your customers' data written down in a book, you know, maybe what you want to be doing is securing that book that has a lot of information. We're not saying that you need to go and get a fancy set of equipment and software in order to be compliant. What we're saying is understand that when you have person's personal data, you want to make sure that you are protecting it.
Though the minister did not mention specific penalties for non-compliance, there was a suggestion of possible fines. Businesses that weren't identified as a priority for early June will be brought into compliance through ongoing consultations. Ramon Gordon for CVM News.
Despite her disappointment with the AstraZeneca vaccine recall, Medical Officer for Clarendon, Dr. Kimberly Scarlett Campbell, is urging Jamaicans to still get vaccinated. She says she took 2 doses and remains in good health, highlighting the importance of vaccination. Ronaldo Adams has this report.
4 years back, COVID-19 flipped life's script, leaving sickness and sorrow in its wake. Vaccines emerged as shields against a severe illness, yet uptake varied. Some dashed for the jab, while others held back. Now, with the AstraZeneca vaccine recall, the plot thickens. Medical Officer of Clarendon, Dr. Kimberly Scarlett Campbell, voiced her disappointment with the recall, having received 2 doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine.
And I didn't get any rare side effects, but I think, these drug companies, if they get probably a lawsuit because somebody developed some rare thing, they're just trying to cover their bases and they say, let us just withdraw it. But the majority of the millions of the doses of the vaccines were given, no harmful effects. I am well, most of us are well, but from a legal perspective, they have decided to withdraw it.
Performing at optimum health, Dr. Scarlett Campbell also urged people to continue to be inoculated.
We're still offering the Pfizer vaccine now, and it's at the Maypen Hill Center. We're offering the Pfizer vaccine. So those of you who are migrating or have persons migrating, you can still get the Pfizer vaccine. Not only for migration, but for example, let's say the summer holidays are coming. You might just want to get a little booster dose or get an extra dose. So I'm even thinking about doing that.
She was delivering a health update during Thursday's Clarendon Municipal Corporation meeting. Renaldo Adams, CVM News.
More to come from CVM News at 7 after the break.
Headlines Friday, brought to you by SuperMed Family of Pharmacies. Super happy, super healthy, SuperMed.
There's a better way to beat the heat at Quartz. Get Select AC starting at $51,299 plus free installation for Select ACs. Buy Select ACs and get 20% off any living, dining, and bedroom set over $99,999. Shop today and pay later on 6 to 48 months credit with Quartz Ready Finance. Beat the heat with fans and ACs only from Quartz, bringing value home. Offers good while stocks last.
The best Burger King with the best tasting burger under the sun. You deserve the best. You are number one. Best. Flame grilling, juicy whopper, cause you deserve it. Yeah, next level, awesome. That's how we serve it. Mama menu done your way. The taste rules every day. Flame grilled goodness, you deserve it. Great taste, well done. More flavor, fresh fun. Burger King, best tasting burger under the sun.
Eastern Jamaica is where the Yummy team went to shower more honors on our principals. Kensington Primary in Greater Portmore was our first stop.
I'm really humbled to be receiving this gift, this champion of change, and I really appreciate it. Thank you, Yummy.
The team moved on to St. Andrew Primary in Kingston.
I want to thank the Yummy family. It is so appreciated. May God continue to bless the Yummy family.
Arden High School in St. Andrew.
Thank you for the special award, acknowledging the work that we do here.
Morris Bay High School in the parish of St. Thomas.
This is not for me, but the staff and our efforts in partnership with Yummy.
Thank you, Yummy, from the Morris Bay High School family. Woo! Happy Teachers Day from Yummy Portmore.
Welcome back. Health authorities are urging Jamaicans to participate in tomorrow's critical blood drive as concerns mount over an alleged local blood shortage. Horror stories have emerged about just how dire things have gotten across the country's health sector. We hear more now in this report.
There's been a reported shortage of blood locally. Experts have been conveying their concerns to our news team in recent weeks. But it seems the situation has significantly worsened in the last few days. Some alleged surgeries have been postponed, and in some cases, hospitals have had to take tough decisions about who gets their last bag of blood. The blood bank has finally opened up about the country's predicament, but not without a call to action.
So in Jamaica, we always have shortages. At this time, the shortage is much more shorter than other times. So we're looking out for persons to just come by. So some person might wonder if they can. Most persons can. even if you're a person with tattoo, we still accept you once 12 months have passed. So we're not saying that they can't do it. Person with high blood pressure and sugar, you can still come. So we're looking out for most person to come by. So there's some checks that we do, so don't assume that they cannot at all. So there's some checks that we do. We know the checks that are to be done. We will check to make sure they're fit enough for the donation. And there's no perfect health, you know. Right. So we don't expect anybody to be perfect. We just want to know that you're healthy enough to do your donation.
He accepts there's a fear of the needle, though he knows the process is fairly painless, but reiterates the impact of 1 pint of your blood.
Physically, I'm present here at the Conner General Hospital Blood Bank, where we're encouraging, we're imploring persons to come out. We are open from Monday to Friday, and the second Saturday of each month we're also open. So we're looking forward for persons to come by to share some of what they have to help somebody who's in need. So 1 pint of blood can save as much as 3 lives. So if from your one donation, you can help as much as 3 different persons to help to save a life.
Black is encouraging donors to have a meal before giving blood. He's also reminding the process is not overly time-consuming.
Everything from, there's a 4-step process. There's a registration, assessment, donation, and resting. Everything is about 45 minutes. In, out of about 45 minutes, less than lunchtime. So we're looking forward to you to come out. One thing that we actually eat before you come, and just come and see. The aim is to help to save somebody's life. So things right now is really desperate, where we are trying to make sure that everybody gets something, everybody gets to be provided for. We don't want to have to make a judgment call as to who to provide over whom. We don't want to leave out nobody's loved ones. We want everybody's loved one to benefit from the blood bank anyway.
The life you save could be yours. Ramon Gordon for CVM News.
Following the Ocheria's craft vendors' press briefing on Thursday, they returned to work today only to realize their shops could not be opened for business. The Urban Development Corporation, however, says this is to facilitate a cleanup of the space. Trisha Kelly has this follow-up.
Craft shops closed in Oteria St. Anne 2 consecutive days, the first to facilitate a planned media briefing and the second a surprise. When vendors arrived at work Friday morning, they were greeted with the unpleasant appearance of their workspace, with a drain dug up and seemingly abandoned. One vendor, Odette Williams, says she was told the drains would be cleaned.
They only need to take up 1 or 2 and clean underneath and put back the stone. Then broke up all of the stone, all of the shop side them, and mess up the place and leave it down. They say we must open the store.
The Urban Development Corporation, UDC, is reportedly transforming the space. And though this has been one of the vendors' biggest concerns, they believe the UDC's move was rather suspicious. This following Thursday's meeting where they lamented their plight to the media. St. Anne Northeast MP aspirant Dr. Ryan Simpson says sometime after 12 Friday morning, he was notified of a video in which workers could be seen lifting the drain covers.
The workmen, you can see from the video, they were working in darkness. There's no light here. UDC has not had any electricity over here for many years now. And so the men were here in darkness. I was told by the president of the craft market that UDC notified them of the work to be done only somewhere after 5 o'clock yesterday evening, when most of the traders were already been gone.
In Thursday's meeting, the various craft market presidents called on the UDC for an agreed date for work to begin, but the short notice left them stunned. UDC General Manager Robert Honnigan says the government had planned to renovate the space at this time ahead of the Memorial Weekend, a tourist-dense time. He's apologizing for the agency's poor communication with the vendors.
We're sorry for the dislocation, and obviously we'll work on improving our communications with the craft vendors so that this is done with the best intentions, and of course we will ensure that when the work is complete, all our craft markets will be in a better condition.
The agency met with Pineapple Place craft traders late April to update their licenses, but with the vendors adamant they will not be signing, there is no certainty how they will move forward. Trisha Kelly, CVM News.
The Ministry of Labour and Social Security, the MLSS, and the Jamaica Productivity Center, JPC, organized the Future of Work and Productivity Summit. It was hosted by the University of Technology, UTech. All attendees and viewers were encouraged to embrace the change that is upon us. We hear more now in this report.
Economic growth, digital transformation, and the future of work were the key topics discussed at Thursday's Future of Work and Productivity Summit in Jamaica. The event, organized by the Ministry of Labor and Social Security and the Jamaica Productivity Center, JPC, was held at the University of Technology's Kingston campus. Minister of State in the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, Dr. Norman Dunn, believes productivity is key to local, regional, and international growth.
Training and certification of our workforce will be critical if we are to be empowered to shine everywhere in this world. We have to not only grow, but to expand in ways that opens new doors for every Jamaican, enriching our economic landscape.
The Minister without portfolio with responsibility for digital transformation, Senator Dr. Dana Morris Dixon, commended the dedicated work of her colleagues in advancing Jamaica's digital landscape. Speaking at the recent event, she highlighted the significant progress made in the sector and emphasized the importance of continued collaboration.
And so when we talk about the future of work, we're talking about a transformed Jamaica. And what does work look like in a transformed world? Because all of this new technology is changing so much, and you have the fear, of some people, am I going to lose my job because of what's happening? What we've seen over history is that we adapt and things change. You change to match where the technological leaps are going.
Labour Minister Pernell Charles Jr. agrees. Embracing technology is key for growth.
Our goal is to start the conversation, move it to constructive discussion in order for us to be able to prepare this country for what is and what is coming. We as the leaders have the responsibility to make sure that we design the platforms and the mechanisms that allow for that conversation to move into action. Part of my productivity is health. So why is it that I can't find half an hour, just half an hour, to jump, skip, do a push-up, do something? I mean, think about it. We are utilizing our time to do everything else. Productivity must be a lifestyle.
Ramon Gordon for CVM News.
Stay with us for our business segment right after this break.
Make your money grow. Invest in Mayberry Jamaican Equities Bond, a safe and purposeful way to invest. How? We carefully invest your funds in top local companies, empowering you to profit from multiple businesses, not just one. With a minimum investment of just $20,000 and an interest rate of up to 10.5% per annum, it's more than just growth. It's profit with purpose. Discover more at www.profitwithpurposeja.com or contact your investment advisor for full details. Profit with purpose. Invest with Mayberry.
Them girl, they are really a bella. If you can't make sauce from scratch.
Top girl. Miss Chanel Muir is in the building.
With the same guy. You remember the same guy?
Yes, the same guy.
Yes.
I'ma tell about my new man.
And you're exclusively watching Cooking with Love.
You don't see me exclusive.
Because here I am on Cooking with Love with Mr. Simpson himself. I didn't know. Being a pandemic artist. Nice. All right, bye. Yes, your new chef Chanel Muir is taking over.
What does Palestine have to do with you? Come out this Saturday, May 11th, as the Palestine Solidarity Coalition for Recognizing Palestine hosts an open discussion on the situation and effects of what is happening in Palestine. This will be held at the University of the West Indies Department of Sociology, SR10, from 6 to 8 p.m. Students and the public are invited to attend. Don't miss out. Be there.
Good evening, I'm Ramon Gordon, and this is the Business Report. The best way to sustainably improve the quality of life locally is by investing in public goods and services. At least, that's according to Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark, who says one of the most significant challenges stalling development locally is a resource deficit. The minister was speaking today at the launch of a Caribbean Community Resilience Fund.
The investments that are required for the production, purification, storage, and distribution of water alone dwarf the capacity of the government to deliver. Yet we have a population that's looking on and saying, well, Jamaica doing well. Where is my water? Right? Now, the only way we're going to be able to bridge that gap is by structuring transactions in which the private sector, largely speaking, can invest in infrastructure-related projects that can end up delivering services to people.
Now on this week's edition of Feel Good Finances, we're zooming in on a story of generosity and goodwill, which proves that businesses can make a positive impact on their communities. Here's our senior business reporter, Andrew Lately.
Sterling Asset Management is continuing its commitment to supporting crime prevention efforts across the island.
In 2021, we donated $5 million over 3 years, and today I'm pleased to announce that in 2024 we'll be donating an additional $1 million to this very crucial cause.
President and CEO of Sterling Asset Management, Charles Ross. He says it's an investment worth making.
We believe in the power of community and collective responsibility that we all share in creating safer environments for ourselves and for future generations. Crime prevention is not merely a matter of law enforcement, it's a collaborative effort. And it requires the active involvement of businesses, organizations, individuals, and of course, organizations like Crime Stop.
In terms of impact, the Sterling Asset Management President and CEO says the effects are immeasurable.
Today's contribution will enable Crime Stop to enhance its programs, expand its reach, and implement innovative strategies to combat crime more effectively. Every dollar donated will directly contribute to creating a safer environment, safer neighborhoods, and fostering a sense of security for all of us.
Sandra Glasgow, chairperson of the National Crime Prevention Fund, highlighted the progress made so far owing partly to generous donations from corporate Jamaica, among other initiatives.
With over 32,000 tips received on our channels, resulting in close to 3,000 arrests and over 1,000 illegal firearm seizures, we have over the years continued to achieve a 1 in 6 success rate.
With that, Glasgow gave a call to action for stakeholders, clients, and partners to join Sterling Asset Management in supporting the Crime Stop Jamaica mission.
But we have not and cannot do it alone. Our partnership with the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the media, and private sector sponsors like Sterling Asset Management have been pivotal in our successes and contributed to our sustainability over these many years. Moreover, voluntary service of ordinary citizens on our board of directors has provided us with the guidance and support that have kept us strong and able to fulfill our mandate.
That's your business report. Stay tuned for more news at 7 with Nika and TK after the break.
Harry, how was school? It was really good, but I'm really hungry. Can we get some juicy patties?
Sure we can. Never see a boil up patty like you.
God, I'm starving. Can we get some juicy patties?